What's happening, everybody? My name is Brian. That is Shane, and this is the Popcast.
Well, hey everybody. I don't know if anybody can see me, but I can't see myself. So let's see.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a you problem.
I am there. All right, cool. I have a delay, so if I can't see the preview, I don't know. But hey guys, welcome to the 3 o'clock hour. Look at Brian. He looks like a crazy person. Look at him.
What's up, man?
Yeah. His hair is all messy. You look at it. You got like a Jerry curl going down the side of your face.
Right.
It's awesome.
Can you stop making? I couldn't find my stupid hat.
You've been working really hard, bro. That's it. What's up, Jeremy?
All right. So, quick thing. We finally have the ability to put chat into the video.
What?
Yep. And I'm gonna test it here. The next person that chats, I'm putting it on the screen.
That's cool. We've finally been able to do
there
that.
There it is. Yep.
Oh, all right.
We can now finally put their chats on the screen.
Well, what's the difference between that and having it on the sidebar?
It's immortalized here forever.
Oh, all right. So they can. Oh, so you can see it when we're doing.
Yeah. No, I can highlight certain chats. Like when we're talking about it, someone saying something, we can actually show it. When someone super chats, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Cool. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, man.
Look who we got over here. We got today with us. We got Archmage Frey. Jeremy's in the house. Doomed Huh. Space Citizen. Let's go. I agree with that.
Archmage is a good idea. We should just for people showing up late, we should just act like we've been talking about Strange New World all the time. Yeah, and so when Spock got in that shuttle, man.
Is that what we should do?
Because we're an hour late.
We are. We're an hour late today. But let's greet everybody here and we'll explain why. Let's see. PJO, hey, what's up? KBG Games says, I hope we paid attention this week because we usually miss a lot of stuff. We'll have to talk about that and figure out what's up with that. Being late an hour means I get to watch live for a change. Very cool. Andrew Titchener, welcome. And John Burns. Yeah, everybody's here. Loving it. Josh Temple. Very cool. All right. So why were we late today, Ryan?
Shane made us late.
I technically did make us late. Guys, we did something.
Ultimately, you made us late.
Ultimately,
so many other things that delayed.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I got it to you soon enough that it shouldn't have been late.
No,
but
that's
if you
not
hadn't
true.
Been doing what you,
it takes like 6 hours sometimes to edit this stuff, and you had so many false starts in that audio.
I know,
dude.
But I got it to you at like 6:30 yesterday.
What?
But because of stuff I sent it to you at 6:30 yesterday.
Oh my god, I didn't see it until today.
What?
I didn't see it until today.
Okay, so I'm only taking half credit for it being late.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So guys, the reason why we've been late is we did something really monumentally crazy. Last week, we put out 3 videos on the Popcast Prime channel, and we've never done that before. We were the channel that put out like a video a month for the longest time.
Yeah, sometimes a video every 2 months.
Right. Yeah. And then we were like, you know what? I bet we can get this down to 2 weeks. And then we had this crazy idea around Christmas to do a video every week. And I don't know what's happened, but we tried to do 3 videos last week. So we're a little bit crazy right now. And on top of that, Brian has things going on with a conference. I have 2 kids with COVID right now, and it just kind of popped on us all of a sudden. So it's been a good week.
Yeah.
It's so great we're here with you guys because now we get to take a break and enjoy the day with you.
We can talk about this now. We were supposed to be at the Orville premiere.
Oh yeah. So we were, but that really bites. Yeah. So yeah, Monday we found out that, so we were supposed to go to the premiere Wednesday night. You probably saw some other YouTubers there, and we were supposed to be there hanging out and getting this opportunity for covering the Orville for all these years. It's kind of like a give back. We get to go and see Seth and Tom and everybody. And when my son came down with COVID, both Brian and I were exposed, and so we couldn't go, which we weren't going to put everybody at risk anyways. So who knows? Maybe in the future we'll get to do something else.
I just, my first idea was, what if we rent one of those hazmat suits?
Oh, good. Yes. That would have been cool.
Yeah, we can paint the tie on it and just go.
Yeah. And just like have like an air tank or something, like scuba dive.
Like Bubble Boy.
Yeah. It turns out neither one of us got COVID.
Yeah.
So we probably could have gone, but better safe than sorry, right?
Yes. Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. And my kids are doing fine. They're just, kids seem to get through this COVID thing pretty easily. So
yeah,
they're doing all right.
I like what Space says and said, kids like COVID. That's why they keep licking everything.
Well, what's crazy is I'm really kind of shocked I didn't get it. My kids actually started running like a fever over the weekend. And, we were just kind of like, oh, well, they probably got, whatever is going around right now. We didn't really consider it to be COVID because we haven't really had that big of an issue with it. And then my oldest son got like really sick on Monday. And we're like, hey, you know what? We should probably do a COVID test. My wife did. And I don't know how I didn't get it, to be honest with you. I guess because I'm vaccinated, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's probably because you're vaxxed, triple, quadruple boosted.
Right. I'm like boosted. I'm vaxxed.
And you don't really often leave your house. That's all.
I don't. I wash my hands like a crazy person, all that stuff.
Yeah. So like, if the vaccine ends up being like something harmful and we're all, we all turn into zombies, Shane's going first, like for sure. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I can actually I can actually buy time for everyone else. Yeah, this is going to take a while to get through me.
You're the canary in the coal mine.
Right.
Like, save yourselves. Okay, guys, what are we talking about today? We are talking about, we got a rant of the week, and Shane did not share with me once again what that rant was. So this is going to be a fun day. I can't wait to see what that is.
This is going to be good.
It just has exclamation points. Weird and angry faces. So weird. Show notes, dude. Jeez. Also,
it's personal, so it'll be good.
Ray Liotta, the guy from Godfather, right?
No, the guy from Goodfellas. Yeah.
Goodfellas dies at the age of 67. Maybe I've seen too many Goodfellas movies, but that seems sus to me. Especially considering that I spent 3 hours last night with like 8 guys that are all in their 70s, and they seem fine.
Ray Liotta's had a pretty tough go at it, though. So
okay, obviously we are talking about Strange New Worlds, episode 4 review, Balance of Terror. I mean, it reminded me of Balance of Terror. It was like, it was so similar to that TOS episode.
Yeah. And
we're gonna be talking about Top Gun Maverick a little bit. Should you go and watch Top Gun Maverick? Also, in the member section, J.J. Abrams and Warner Brothers are beefing. It's like a rap beef from the 90s right now. Will Wheaton attempted to kill himself. I thought that was already knowledge.
It's like a happy
That's
thing.
That's not.
I mean, it's like a happy. I'm sorry, it's not a happy.
Jesus,
it's like a.
You really don't like Will Wheaton.
No, it's not that. It's not that it's happy. It's like it's. I was gonna be sarcastically say it's a happy headline.
As
like
white
Will
dudes,
Wheaton wanted to kill himself.
Problem with that, you know where you can go.
Well, listen, I don't know if it's prior knowledge, but he's coming out strong with it right now. So we got to talk about it.
I hit the wrong button. I should have hit the button that says "Go kill yourselves." I have an insert for him where he goes, "You know what? You can go kill yourselves."
Oh my lord!
I guess I didn't load the right one.
Hypocrite.
And Stargate writer and producer to showrun Generation Mars. That's Robert Cooper, right? Robert Cooper.
New show. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's what we're talking about. But before we do, I need you guys to go check out this new thing, Liquid IV. Woo! Yes, we are pimping this again because it's really good stuff, and it's our only sponsor right now. Liquid IV. Fantastical. Delicioso. That means
don't breathe
fantastic
in
and
don't breathe it in.
Don't breathe it in
when you do it.
That will turn you into a zombie for sure.
No, well, you don't want me to be the zombie. You want the zombies to get me.
I've been watching a lot of zombie movies.
If you guys haven't tried Liquid IV, you guys need to try it. It's really great. You get 25% off when you use our coupon code in the link below, and that 25% off is nice savings. It tastes kind of like I like lemon lime. What do you like, Brian?
I actually don't like lemon lime, like at all. But I
said you know, it's funny. Every time I say I like lemon lime and I ask you what you like, instead of saying what you like, you just simply say I don't like lemon lime.
I need to be clear that if you go to buy this stuff, you should buy the strawberry. The strawberry is delicious. The lemon lime is not.
If you like the capital G one, okay,
we can't say
sports drink,
right? Sport.
If you like the capital G lemon lime.
Drinks.
If you like the capital G lemon lime flavor, This one's better than that. And that's my favorite capital G drink.
Let me ask you a question. They said you can't talk about these specific sports drinks, but yet every single time we talk about it, you still talk about it. You just don't say the name.
It rhymes with Freighterade. It starts with a G and rhymes with. You remember that Michael, the Office episode where it's like where he goes home with Jan and he brings like people from the office over to have a dinner party. Do you remember? And they're playing like Pictionary, and Michael's like, "Oh my God, it rhymes with Barnold Schwarzenegger." Right. And they're like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's Arnold. So,
yeah, I'm pretty sure the sports drink we're referring to started off as a sponsor for a Florida football team called the Gators.
It did. Yeah. It's actually the history. Wait, our sponsor right now, Liquid IV is saying, thank you so much for talking about the history of the G word. But it started at a college in Florida where it was the drink. They were the chemistry class was trying to get the players to be hydrated. So they created this drink. It ended up being the G stuff.
So we can't talk about something that we spent half the ad.
I'm pretty sure they're going to fire us next week. So.
Yeah, we're not going to have jobs. Okay.
Probably won't be talking about this next week.
Anyways, for sure though, listen, Liquid IV is fantastic. At least the strawberry one is really good. I use it every single day.
Lemon.
Every single day. Oh God. Every single day in my shakes. It's great. There's a link in the description. You hit that thing, you support the show, you get 25% off. Win-win.
Win-win.
Okay. So we are going to, we're just going to jump right into rant of the week if you're cool with that. Can we do that?
Oh yeah. No, I do want to talk about that.
Okay. All right. Hang 10 there, boss man.
Rant of the week.
That stinger lasts a long time. As you come in and you're like drinking like some Red Bull or whatever.
Oh, you guys are back. Oh. Yeah, I got to cut that stinger.
Okay, here's my rant of the week. You ready, guys?
Yeah.
So listen, as some of you may be aware, I'm trying to sell my house and I might have missed the market and it's frustrating me a little bit. So what I need to do though is I needed a painter to come in, right? I needed a painter to come in, paint the inside and outside of my house. So the typical person I'd have do it couldn't do it. And I took bids. I had some people come in and I said, guys, come on. We're in Southern California. So we have a lot of independent handymen, I guess would be the right word for it. With non-contractor type people, a lot of them looking for work. Some of them are Caucasian. Some of them are African-American. But most of them are from, let's just say, the Latino persuasion.
You said independent handyman.
Independent contractor handyman. So
they're non-licensed.
Non-licensed. They're going to come in and you're going to pray that the work is going to be done.
I'm going to get some of that stuff. It's called good stuff. No, it's called great stuff. And we're going to frame your whole house with the great stuff. I need like 700 bottles.
So typically what happens in this case is you get a bunch of people come over and they take measurements. They go, okay, we're going to give you a price. So a good price for my house. I don't have a bad house. I have a decent house. It should be somewhere in the neighborhood. If you go on to like Angie's List or something like that, it's like, I don't know, probably about $6,000 to $7,000 to paint my house. Okay. So I bring all these people over and I start getting prices in, right? I get crazy prices, $18,000, $19,000 to paint my house, right? And then I get these other offers, $5,500.
By the way, our father is a painting contractor. Go ahead.
Right. But when I asked him if he could help me out with that, he's like, yeah, sorry. No, I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Our biological father who lives in Southern California is a painting contractor.
He's like, you know what it would cost me to send one of my guys up there to help you out? I'm like, yeah, Dad, I know. Next time you need some help editing.
Less than $5,000. That's the answer.
Yeah, for sure. Anyways, let's not bring the family history into this. But listen. So I'm getting these prices in and my eyes are getting bigger. $18,000, $19,000, somebody like $22,000. I'm like, what in the heck's going on here? And then I notice I'm getting prices in the right range, $6,000, $6,500, $7,000. And then I get a price is like $3,800. And I'm like, well, that guy,
you know, that guy's
he was living like south of the border.
That guy's on meth. He's gonna show up. He's gonna reverse off. He's gonna rob you, and then he's gonna come back while you're not there and paint your house random colors, and then he's gonna try to bill you.
So let me tell you what's fascinating about this. Okay, in Southern California, and I don't want to turn this into a racial thing exactly.
It's not racial,
but all of the prices for my home painting, all of the ridiculously high prices came from Latin American, Latino American, whatever, the Latino guys, the guys from Mexico whose family came over here in the last couple generations, right?
Listen, man, it's gonna cost $38,000. Okay,
it's hilarious, bro. Okay, so I'm like, oh, okay, and so
and you need to promise me a child, any child, just pick one. I have no preference. I will sell that child.
That's terrible. And in Southern California, it's a problem. So, okay. Yeah, and then the regular prices came from 2 white guys and a black guy. The regular, hey, the legitimate, this is what it should cost to paint your house came from 2 white houses and a black guy. Right. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong here? Because, and now this is the rant. Okay. And for years and years and years, for the last 2 decades, the people who came across the border looking for work, hard workers working in the fields mostly, have spread out into like landscaping and construction and all. They're trying to get more work, right? Yeah. And for the longest time, those guys had to take pretty crappy wages from people. You had to go pick them up in front of Home Depot and you're like, hey, I give you $5 an hour to come do my stuff. It took advantage of them, frankly speaking.
Right, they did, yeah.
Now it got to a point though where all the non-Latino guys didn't do those jobs anymore.
Right.
So then all those white guys sitting on their butts and hiring these folks had to like pay up the butt. Right.
Right.
So what I realized at this point is we've reached the culmination, the top of the thing, because now the white guys are undercutting the Mexican guys and they're getting the jobs. So it's kind of funny to watch how this whole circle goes around. I got on the phone with a couple of them because I really liked them. I said, guys, listen, I appreciate and I understand why you're taking advantage of me or why you're trying to take advantage of me. But here's the reality of the situation. I am not a complete idiot. An idiot, of course, but not a complete idiot. And so I know how much it costs relatively to paint my house. I suggest you stop taking advantage of people because I'm giving these other guys who may not do as good of a job as you the job because it's like a third the price.
Right.
So my rant of the week is, this has just been a big pain in the butt.
Right.
There you go.
What if there's like this secret, like underground cabal where the reason you're getting charged $38,000 is because they actually paint your house with paint mixed or laced with like cocaine, right?
Okay.
And then all the workers are just getting high on the paint fumes.
Okay. And the family members too, apparently.
Family members. Yeah. I wonder if there's like this weird laundering thing where like they amp up the price of the actual like raw material. Cause like, it's not like paint.
Well, no. Okay. So yeah, real quick. My pricing was for just labor because I'm buying all the paint.
Okay.
So it was just labor. That's what was crazy. So I knew that I knew what was happening because they were charging me just based on labor and the prices were absolutely ridiculous. So I guess what I'm saying is if you're looking for handyman work or work like that, the best thing to do is probably hire a licensed contractor. But
no. That's the best thing to do is to look it up on YouTube and do it yourself. That's the best.
Yeah, dude, I'm just not painting my house. I'm sorry. It's just
you can do it.
I could, but if my brother didn't have me making 3 videos a week, I probably could do it.
I know a couple guys that can spray paint your house. It won't be even.
like cans of spray.
And there might be like some expletives
What's going on here?
In certain areas.
Kids are passing out.
Association's like, look, man, you can't just graffiti your house.
Right. John Burns, Shane scored 99 out of 100 on the complete idiot test. Hashtag not a complete idiot. That's right. Just an idiot, not a complete one.
Space says, I worked in a chemical bottling plant and knew what and what not to sniff to throw the day.
To get through the day.
That's
great.
Good. Okay, man. So let's jump into quick news. Let's just quickly talk about Ray Liotta because it's a boring topic. And it's a bummer.
Well, hold on a second.
I meant bummer topic.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, like, that's not cool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Boring topic.
I meant bummer. I mean, listen. Bummer.
Imagine if Harrison Ford died. Would you be like?
I wouldn't be surprised. He's like 90.
So there is some shock here, right? Ray Liotta was only 67 years old. Of course, he was from most well known for Goodfellas, which in my opinion is a top 10 movie of all time.
Yeah, I gotta wonder. Again, have I seen too many Goodfellas, or is it weird that he died at 67? Like,
well, he always, to me at least, Ray Liotta looked hard, like he partied hard, or something happened in his life because the dude aged, really a lot. And every time he was in an interview, he looked like he was just much older than he actually was.
A lot of city miles on this dude.
Yeah, exactly. He ended up dying while in the Dominican Republic. He was filming the movie Dangerous Waters, and he died in his sleep with his fiancée next to him. So it doesn't seem like it's anything nefarious, at least for now.
Let me ask you a question. Whenever they say, no foul play is suspected, they said that about like that one dude, McAfee, remember?
Oh, well, we don't really know, but.
Right. Every time you're in another country where like the laws are already pretty lax and they're like, no foul play is suspected. Like, yeah, you know what? I don't believe you.
Foul play suspected.
I don't believe you. It's a country where like it's pretty easy to buy people off. Like, no, 67 years old is too young. So he just died of natural causes. That doesn't make any sense.
If you had a hard life and you did a lot of drugs and you drank a lot, you could die at 67.
Really?
Yeah, if you weren't healthy, absolutely.
All right.
You got to remember, the average life expectancy like 20 years ago was like 68 or 72 or something like that.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy Snyder. Thank you for saying the obvious, my friend. Right?
I'm going with he was doing mountains of cocaine.
He was doing mountains of cocaine.
Bro, he slept in a cocaine-painted room. That is what happened. He did. That must have been it. If you've ever been to the Dominican Republic, which is,
isn't it? It's where it comes from.
It's a questionable place.
Right.
But yeah, Ray Liotta was in a lot of great movies. You probably remember him best from Goodfellas, but he was actually in the process of filming 3 movies right now. And funny, he was in the post-production with a movie called Cocaine Bear. If that helps. Cocaine Bear. That's got to be his nickname, right? It's terrible. You should never talk bad of the dead. He's got he's got a TV series that came out in 2022 and a movie called El Tonto. Tonto. Isn't that like the dumb one?
I think it means the cocaine.
Maybe it could be the
Imagine he just does a bunch of movies that are just happenstance. They're being filmed in like the Dominican Republic.
Right. I think he was most famous for really just being Ray Liotta. It's like he became like this, this weird pop culture figure that, he would come on screen to just be grumpy about something. So
yeah, you remember that movie? Oh my God, it was the worst movie ever made. I'm not hyperbole here. I gotta look it up now. What's that the worst director? So he's commonly known as the worst director. His name is
worst director.
Yeah, his name is like Bo or something.
J.J. Abrams. Oh, sorry, we're not talking about him.
That's a
not now.
Video. Oh my God. U-Ball. Okay, so from director U-Ball. Okay, there was a movie. What's that?
I don't even think I've heard of that person.
You've heard of him. We've talked about him before. All right, that's what. Yep, there it is. Okay, this movie, you guys, it's called In the Name of the King.
Oh,
and
I did not watch it.
And it's starring Jason Statham, Ron Perlman.
Nice, Ron Perlman. Nice.
And Ray Liotta. I'm convinced.
Oh, Ray Liotta's in it. Okay.
I'm convinced Ron Perlman was actually the albino ape from that movie Congo, And
they weren't albino.
It was like an albino ape baby, and the director took him home and raised them as his own. And so Ron Perlman is just one of the albino apes from the movie Congo.
Then if that's the case, that is one hell of a good acting ape. Okay, let's just throw that out.
I'm just saying, like, either that or he was genetically altered, because he looks like a chimera of an ape and a man.
You know what's crazy about Ray Liotta? He has 126 acting credits.
Okay, so real quick, this movie, The Name of the King, came out. All right.
Okay.
It's by director Ubel.
All right.
This is the worst movie ever made. This is what happens. Jason Statham is the hero, right? Ron Perlman is the bad guy, or I think Ray Liotta's the bad guy. Yeah, Ray Liotta's the bad guy, and Ron Perlman is, who knows? Who cares? Ron Perlman. So what happens is, this movie is so hard to explain. It's called The Dungeon Siege Tale. And he is like leading an army of some sort to go up against another army that's in a dungeon. I don't know. But Ray Liotta plays this character where he's like a wizard. And he plays a wizard.
The wizard, Ray Liotta.
And there's like...
Hey, are you looking at me? Huh?
It's so weird. There's like a hodgepodge of characters. There's like ninjas, like actual like ninjas, like a ninja garb with throwing stars in trees. This is supposed to be like a medieval thing, right? Lord of the Rings. Well, randomly, like ninjas are like flying through trees and throwing stars. There's magic and there's guns, like modern guns. It's the weirdest movie. Well, finally, Jason Statham ends up the final battle. He's going to fight this wizard, Ray Liotta, this dark wizard. And Ray Liotta has a scene where he's on the balcony and he's looking over at Jason Statham and he says some line that I'm assuming is meant to be super cool. But totally falls flat. No one cares. And then he goes something like, "I'm coming for you," or "Now you gotta face me." And he jumps up in the air with his hands up like the Matrix, and then gingerly floats to the ground. Where Jason Statham is. I can't explain this. He's on the balcony and he jumps up with his hands in the air like this, like a princess, and then goes and floats down. And it's like a solid 45 seconds of just watching him float to the ground.
All right. Good movie making.
Everyone in the theater starts bawling, laughing. Like it's the most ridiculous thing they've ever seen in their lives. And this is supposed to be that serious moment where their hero, the protagonist, meets the antagonist, and they're gonna battle it out for the future of Zondor or whatever this land is called, and everyone is laughing the whole time. The worst movie ever made. That was the last movie I saw with Ray Liotta.
And you saw it at the theater. That's
at
pretty
the
crazy.
Theater.
Well, let's see. He's been in 126. What did I say? 126 acting credits is what he has. And frankly speaking, I only remember him from like 3 movies. So, I remember good roles, the ones that I remember him from. He was in in Narc. He was in Goodfellas. He was in Grand Theft Auto. But other than that, I don't know. And these movies he was making was B-flick movies. Anyway, 67, way too young to go. Ray Liotta, rest in peace.
Yeah, you boy. Yeah, you're right. Rest in peace. John Burns. Yeah, that's the same director that wanted to fight his critics.
He wanted to fight him? That's cool. I actually like that idea. Hey, if you're going to say bad things about me, you at least have to fight me.
We have to look at this real quick. This is Ubel's page, right?
Why do we have to look at it?
It's just too good. All right, yeah. So apparently he's making In the Name of the King 2, The Last Mission.
Why not? Did he make anything we've actually heard of? No. He made something called Blubberella.
Alone in the Dark, nice. House of the Dead. I saw those movies.
What? What are you watching these for? You don't even... Why are you watching these? I ain't even heard of these movies.
There is In the Name of the King, The Dungeon Siege Tale. And then they did another In the Name of the King. Oh, it's a trilogy, homie. In the Name of the King, A Dungeon Siege Tale. Then a couple years later, In the Name of the King, Two Worlds. And then In the Name of the King, The Last Mission. That's hilarious.
I think that you secretly like these. The way
worst.
you're talking about it, I think you secretly like watching them.
They're the worst. they're the literal worst.
Okay, well, let's move on from this weird topic.
Oh my God, the guy from Prison Break is in this.
I don't even know who the guy. I've never even heard of the guy. I've never seen any of these movies.
You've seen him. He did a lot of.
I'm looking at him. I haven't seen one of them. Boxing. The First Semester. Fake Die Fortune. I don't even. What the heck is this stuff?
Yeah,
it's
be
like a weird
careful.
language.
If you keep talking too much trash, he's gonna want to fight you.
I might try to take him on just so we can get a video. That'd be great. Oh, let's see here.
Right.
Space Citizen, off topic, totally called it on Bruce Willis making as much loot as possible before retirement. Yes, Bruce made a lot of loot before retirement.
Yeah,
he also has some sort of problem.
There's all kinds of movies. Yeah, he has it's like something wrong with his brain. He can't remember things.
Yeah.
But there are so many movies at the end of his career where he's on the cover like as Bruce Willis, but they use like the same photo that you can get on like Getty Images because he got paid to be in a movie, but he wouldn't even show up for like principal photography or anything
like the marketing.
Yeah, so they wouldn't do anything in the marketing. So they had to like buy images of Bruce Willis to use on the cover. And if you look at their covers, there's like 4 of them that are the same, but like they just reversed his position, so it looks a little different. And there's movies where you only see his face for like 4 seconds, then you hear his voice on the phone, and you see the back of his head, which means he was there for like an hour and a half.
Wow,
it's crazy.
That's when you know you're amazing. When you're total badass is when you can not show up to anything and be like, yeah, put me on the cover.
That's all they want. They want him on the cover. All right,
so I got some bad news.
What?
So just before we started the stream, this is very frustrating for me. So each week, despite what KGB said earlier, each week I do really, really detailed notes about about each episode for Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and actually everything we watch. I do really, really detailed notes, so we have a lot to talk about. But this week, 10 minutes before the stream started, my computer shut itself down, and all the notes I was taking disappeared. So I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants this week. Hopefully, I can remember everything that was important.
Yeah. I don't need notes.
What?
I just wing it.
Yeah. At least you're honest about it. That's good. Which was obvious because KGB said, yeah, we missed stuff. So that must make sense.
Oh, KGB let us know what we missed, dude.
Yeah, I want to hear that, what we missed, because I didn't notice that we missed things, but it's possible. Maybe some Easter eggs. Maybe we don't get all the Easter eggs.
Yeah. Okay, so if you guys don't remember how this works, it is really simple. Let me just go to that screen.
Oh, KGB says that's literally what I said. The problem is watch it without the notes. All right, I'm confused. But obviously this week we're doing it without notes. So let's go.
Oh, okay. So if you look at the screen right now, there is little scores buttons, right? Like I'm going to press 1, score 1, Shane's going to get 1, -1, -2, right? This is what we're going to do. We're going to go through the show in a linear fashion, and we are going to rate all the various points. If we like it, it gets a plus. If we dislike it, it gets a minus. And at the end of this video, we will know the special Popcast score. And I'll tell you, the first episode got a 6. I'm sorry, the second episode got a 6. The third episode got a 6.5. Let's see if this episode can beat those episode scores.
Okay, and can we start it out here? I just want to start out with giving it a -1 because Paramount Plus, I'm pretty sure they crashed my computer, so I couldn't have notes for the show.
Right. Can we start the review now? Because I have to actually start recording. So you ready? You ready? Are you done making jokes, bro? Are you done? It's time to get serious, bro. Okay.
You're telling me it's time to get serious?
All right. Here we go.
The production value is off the chain.
Welcome to the Popcast. This is the Strange New Worlds review, episode 4. Episode 2 got a score of 6. Episode 3 got a score of 6.5. What will episode 4 get? Will it beat the previous 2 episodes, or will it fall flat? We're going to find out right now.
Right.
Yes. Ready, Shane? Ready to get into it?
I'm ready. Let's do it. Now, we got a comment here that I thought was interesting before we get rolling. It said, don't forget to talk about the 10-minute scene where Sulu showed up.
That didn't happen.
I think they're trying to throw us off here, man. I think they're trying. Thanks a lot, John. All right, let's keep going.
All right. Here we go. Oh, I do want, before we start.
Yeah.
I want to either give it a +1 or -1 for the general theme of what's going on with Strange New Worlds, because like previous episodes, there's an extreme correlation or correlation to other TOS episodes of the past. TOS specifically.
All right.
And this episode reminded me very much of Balance of Terror.
All right. That's cool.
Is that
so?
A good
What did
thing?
you give it? I don't know. I mean, you got to decide whether it's a nut vote for you.
So 4 episodes so far, and while they're different, every episode has definitely felt like a version of a TOS episode.
Which was the point?
And that's the point.
That's the point.
Okay.
The point is they're using the original Star Trek recipe, which they're doing very successfully. So I'm going to give it an upvote for this episode overall. And the reason why isn't because it was the best episode so far, but because the integration of science, thinking, teamwork, optimism, and all of the things that embody a great Star Trek episode was right here again in this episode. In fact, there was so much science, critical thinking, and fixing things that it pretty much dominated everything, with what was happening with the Gorn kind of as a background thing. But still, overall, definitely the kind of Trek that I want.
Okay, and because we're not going to actually see this till the end, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop a point off. Because we did not see, spoiler alert, we did not see the Gorn.
Oh, see, I thought that was an up. So give me an up that we didn't see the Gorn, since you're talking about it now, because I thought it made it a lot scarier not to show them. And we will be seeing them in future episodes. That's not the end. They hint that basically they're going to be back. And it's going to be like, almost like the Borg kind of in a way. So in my opinion, I kind of like the fact that they kept him scary.
Yeah, it seems to me as if, and the same was sort of with Balance of Terror. It's almost like the Romulans are sort of like this.
Yes.
This series. The Gorn is like this series Romulans, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Okay. But still, it was a minus for me because I was extremely excited to see what they did with the Gorn, and we get into.
I see. You know what? I'm like you. I'm also excited, but I can wait as long as they pay it off later. Like if we never see the Gorn, then I'm going to give them like 565 downvotes at the end of this whole thing.
Okay. All right. All right. So this was good. I like the whole remembering the people that passed away that died during service. It's great.
Can we give them an upvote here just because of the timing? So
yeah,
Memorial Day is this Monday. So not only did they think, in advance to be able to create this episode, which is basically Memorial Day is remembering the fallen, military members for the United States anyways. And so they managed the fact that they pulled this out, did it the Thursday before Memorial Day, and it totally fit in. We've never seen anything like this in Star Trek. It actually totally makes sense that they would have something like this because so many people have died serving Starfleet that it was nice to have an homage and to draw out the character of La'an, that she didn't want to wear the pin in the beginning and then ends up putting it on at some point.
Right. Yeah, I like it too. I also want to copy this coin for some reason. It's a really cool looking coin. Okay. All right, moving in. All right. Looks like Uhura is being assigned to Hemmer, and I guess she's going to be getting a what is she getting? Some kind of inspection, or what is this? What is this called?
Yeah, so this is cool because this is what cadets do. They rotate through the departments so they can do different things. I think Lower Decks does that, right? Where they filter through the departments. So this is something that the cadets would do, since she's a cadet. Now she's in engineering, and Hemmer's basically he thinks he's got her here. And he's like, oh, you didn't really study it. And then she like goes off and gives him like this diatribe on exactly who the engineer was and everything about it. And, shows she's smart.
Which it works for me.
Yeah, it was fine.
I almost wanted to give Hemmer just a random upvote just for looking so cool, but
just for looking cool.
We gotta wait for that. Yeah. So here's a downvote for me. I'm not gonna say her full name because it's hard. LNS. Leon
Noonien Singh? That one?
Yeah, Leon. Oh. I don't know. At the beginning of this episode and toward, she felt a little whiny to me. And
whiny, okay.
Whiny.
Yeah, whiny. Mm-hmm.
And we're 4 episodes in, and this character is gonna have to start pulling out of this sort of like tailspin that she's in when it comes to. It's almost like she's like living in this world where she's just upset and frustrated, and she can't trust anybody, and that's okay when you start. But as you are working with this crew, we have to start seeing a little more personable traits come from this character. Less whiny, less constantly annoyed with everyone around her. Like the character's starting to grind on me a little bit.
Well, let me help you out of it, because here's what's happening. This was La'an's episode. She did the engineer, or she did the security officer's log in the beginning.
Right.
This is her episode. So you're going to have peak La'an, difficulty. And then as the episode goes, as you see what happened at the end, right? Pike, well, we won't jump there, but Pike says something and then she agrees with him, but she had been not agreeing with him the whole time. So her character's starting to make the change, and you learn why she's this person that she is during this episode. So I would say it's fair to let her be this way, at least through this episode, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now they're going to this planet, Finibus 3, because I guess they stopped responding to communications, and they're gonna find out.
No, what it was they were bringing parts for an atmospheric device.
Oh, right.
And if they didn't get there in 2 weeks, they wouldn't be able to breathe anymore.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, they're not responding, Captain. No one's responding. What's jamming the signal? Finibus 3 is not responding they didn't know why. So they went down there and investigate. This is a very interesting. This is the preview we got last week where they showed this scene. And that also annoyed me. I'm not going to give it a downvote, but it annoyed me that the preview we got was the scene where they go to the planet and there's destruction everywhere. And once again, I'm trying to see some Gorn. Okay. I want to see what the Gorn look like. And this whole scene, I guess it's trying to convey that, how destructive everything, the Gorn are or whatever, but I don't know.
Everything up till we get the credits. Everything up till the credits is a building of terror. And in fact, I want to give that an upvote. Everything happens up to here is this building of tension and terror of a race of aliens that we are supposed to be afraid of. And I thought they did a really good job of making it scary.
Like a balance of terror?
I mean, Balance of Terror was a little more. I mean, I get it. It was a great episode, but I was much more scared watching this of the Gorn than I was of the Romulans in Balance of Terror.
Sure. Yeah. I did like this scene. I'm gonna give this an upvote because this is not Star Trek, but it's certainly something that adds to it. Adds to Star Trek. They usually don't show a lot of blood and guts. So this is gangster. Look at this.
It just shows how, yeah.
Right, and bodies being dragged off. I mean, it's crazy. That's intense. So hopefully when we do see the Gorn, they're actually scary. Because, if you go back and watch Stranger Things, one thing that made that show, that first season so good was that because they're on this low budget, they never really show the bad guy, right? The monster.
Right.
But they use clever tactics to still give you that terror and someone being pulled out of an elevator shaft or whatever, because they don't have the graphics to do it right. So, and that's fine. That's what we're doing here. But I hope that when we do get to the Gorn, that the graphics are equally as terrifying as the buildup.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Well, when they did the movie Alien, they intentionally did not show the monster. You got bits and pieces of the monster. You never got to see just the whole monster, because what makes something scarier is really just showing, letting your imagination run with you. And as we get closer to it, I mean, just the Gorn ships are amazing, all that stuff. So
the Gorn ships are really cool.
Yeah.
All right. So there's some survivors on the ship. It's like I guess the vessel has like special shielding because of what it transports, so they can't beam them out of there. So instead, they got to hook up a what was it called? It's called a.
I had it written down, and I got
here a deep space transport tube.
Yeah, I laughed because all it really is basically when something connects in space to the other one.
Yeah.
What do we, when the shuttle connects to the space station, it's just a longer one.
It's like a hose.
Yeah.
It's like a hose that you just slide down. But there's no residual warp signatures. There's no vessels of any kind. It's just them and this ship, so it's safe. It's safe to extend the deep space transport tube, which look, I always put the Starfleet logo on everything, but this is excessive. Boom.
Hey, you got to know who's doing that transport, buddy.
Boom. I mean, it's fine, but it does feel a little excessive.
All right, little overkill.
And when you show the character's socks and has like the Starfleet logo on it,
somebody's got like the Starfleet tattoo on their face.
Yeah, it's like a teardrop. I killed 13 Gorn, bro.
I did time, baby.
So they save them. Now, in the process of trying to save these people, the transport tube is out there. Liotta is talking to one of the girls, and the girl says, the people that attacked us made like a clicking noise. So Liotta has an instant PTSD, and she calls the bridge, and she's like,
the problem, I actually did have a downvote there. So one of the issues was she basically has this revelation, right? But then when number one asks her, like, what's wrong? What is it? And she's like, I'm not sure yet. I'm like, well, hold on a sec. The clicking was probably a dead giveaway, and
Right.
And what you just saw down below, she did know. So I just thought that was a little bit of a continuity problem.
Yeah,
but,
if you came into a room and you saw an empty can of Red Bull, a Dota themed mouse, and and vape on a desk, you would assume that was my desk.
Well, especially if there was like just random like underwear on the floor.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Clothes. Yeah.
Clothing.
So when you hear like what they sound like, and that was like that's your big life moment, you should know immediately that it was Gorn.
Well, and why did she have them check? Oh, so maybe what she was saying was that she wasn't sure, so she didn't want to say it. But she had them check for a EMP pulse, I think it was.
ENF or something like that.
Or
ENF signatures. I don't know, I forgot what it was called. But it was a signature of some sort, some kind of like trace radiation.
Some sort of hologram type of thing.
Right. And they go, near the second room. It's a hologram, sir. By the way, upvote for Spock. This episode, and don't let me give him 2 upvotes this episode. But so far, every single episode this season, first season, Ethan Peck has been killing it as Spock, man. And I'll be the first to admit, I said he was going to fall flat, and he's doing great. So good as Spock.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a scene here where he just does so many Spock-like things, the things he says. So give him an upvote. I had it in my notes, but I don't remember specifically what it was.
Okay.
But he said something to the effect, he just said things the way Spock would say them. Later on, I may have a difference of opinion about a couple things, but.
Yeah. So he detects there's I guess the Gorn are cloaking themselves, but not like a regular standard cloak, but they're cloaking themselves with like hologram tech. So instead of like you seeing a ship, you're seeing like a moon.
Or it was near the moon. So they didn't cloak themselves like a moon, but it was like just off the side of the moon or something. So maybe like space around them or something.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, wouldn't a cloaking device basically be, I don't know. I need to know more about that tech.
it's interesting too because in Balance of Terror it was all about the cloaking device too, right? And later on in Enterprise, the Romulans are experimenting with hologram technology, and in fact, this is where the Enar are introduced in the episode where the Enar, Hemmer's people, are introduced in Enterprise. It's because they had kidnapped this telepathic Enar to remotely fly their ships, and the ships look like a bunch of other random ships because they're cloaked in like they're using like hologram technology. No, I'm sorry, they're not cloaked, but the ships are like using hologram technology. So it's like a drone with a big array on it to make it look like other ships. So it looks like the Klingons are attacking them, or the Ferengi or whatever.
Okay.
Very interesting. That was technically before they could have had a cloaking technology, right? They were using hologram tech to sort of mask what the ship was. This is like really like pre-cloak. Maybe the hologram tech is like the precursor to a full-on cloak.
Maybe that could be it. I mean, it'd be interesting to know more about the tech for sure, but maybe it starts with hologram. I don't know. I mean, there were no holograms in TOS, but the technology was definitely out there.
Right. I mean, there was cloaking. Okay. All right. Intro. You got it. Thanks. Intro's great. I'm not gonna upvote it again though. All right. Yeah. So this is the. They got attacked. The ship got hit with explosives. Una is hurt.
I like how they took Una out because her episode was last week, so we don't need a big arc with her.
Right. Yeah. Plus, like, we established that she's pretty much a superhero.
Right.
So I fully suspect that there's going to be future episodes in the future. Future episodes in the future. Future episodes where Una will be incapacitated or disconnected in some way, because now knowing like her abilities, it's going to be really hard to build tension in certain scenes when you have someone as strong and resilient as she is.
Yeah, but I would say the same thing. Like, she wasn't like Superman strong. She wasn't superhero strong. She was probably, man strong is the way I would have put it. A man could have put hammer on his shoulder.
Are you mansplaining right now?
No, mansplaining would be telling a woman. So I really hope I'm not mansplaining. But what I'm saying is like
assuming my pronoun right now.
No, I mean maybe. But,
are we going? Yeah, I'm gonna stop because I can trail this all the way.
You're like taking it down a bad place.
Taking it down the Twitter threads.
But if Pike had thrown hammer onto his shoulder,
right,
and took off, nobody would have thought boo about it, right? But because she did it, everybody's like, whoa, hold up a second. So maybe she's not superhero strong, but maybe she's at least as strong as like a biological man would be.
All right.
How about that?
Yeah, either way,
so it's you can still have tension with somebody like that. It's not like she can just, like throw somebody through a wall. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're not there.
All right. Either way, it was good. I agree. It was good that they incapacitated her so that we can focus on the other characters. Although she did have this really cool moment in sickbay, which we'll get to. Yeah. So yeah, it's the Gorn. They're coming. They're attacking. They're trying to figure out this a strategy on how to deal with it. She keeps seeing this character that's smiling at her, and I guess that's her brother or something, right?
Yeah, we find out later it's her brother.
Yeah, so I thought it was like a sinister kind of a smile. Like a yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like a, hey, what's up? I'm coming to get you.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's because this actor, when he smiles, it looks
like American Psycho.
At minimum mischievous, at maximum like a psychopath.
Yeah, it's like
right.
If you open your eyes when you smile, it gives you that crazy.
Here's a regular smile. Here's him. Same smile. It's just like the way he's glaring at her.
Just open your eyes.
It reminded me of that character from Game of Thrones, Ramses. where it's like,
oh, Ramses was crazy.
You think he's cool, and then you realize that he's actually a psychopath.
He's psycho, yeah.
So I was expecting that to for him to be some character that did her wrong in some way. And so when it wasn't that, it actually threw it off. Like, why is he smiling in every scene? I gotta download that actually. So I think that was a bad play.
Maybe that's what she remembers of him, that he was happy.
Well, why not just have him looking at her? Because it was confusing. The way
well, maybe it was supposed to be. Remember, we got a lot of high tension. We don't know what's going on. I don't know. I mean, how would a ghost smile? Like if a ghost was there,
wouldn't. They're dead. You should be sad that your brother's dead, so you shouldn't imagine him smiling at you like a psycho.
So is this a downvote for you?
Yeah, I got to put a downvote on it.
Okay.
Yeah, either you're lagging a little bit or I'm lagging a little bit. Just a heads up.
What lagging? What?
Like your voice is behind your video is not fully matching up.
Oh.
I'm sure it's fine. All right, moving on.
Whoa.
Okay. Yeah, so this is when she was explaining what they do. They're relenting. They blah blah. She's explaining the strategy of the Gorn, which is terrifying.
I like this moment where she had to she had to watch herself because she was being really disrespectful to the captain.
Right.
And the other bridge members turned back to be like, what? What are you talking to him? She's like, sir. Right. She had to adjust herself.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna give an upvote to that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good.
Because if this was Picard or Discovery, there would be no sir. I mean, you'd be surprised if Michael Burnham didn't just smack her captain in the face and demand.
Right. They turn around. Yeah, give me an upvote too, because I agree. But here's the thing is, imagine they turn around. Hey, you should just punch the captain and then take his job.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Yeah.
What Burnham did.
I don't want to talk about Michael Burnham.
Yeah. All right.
We got to talk about her later, and I'm not happy about it.
All right. Oh, that's right. We do. That's going to get some downvotes from me.
That's going to be bad.
They need to stop talking about Discovery.
Let's wait till we get there.
Okay. All right. She explains. Good moment. More awesome. Spock is tethered in orbit around a black hole. This moment was great when he explains that they can't go into this space area because of the black hole. And Pike goes like, "Okay, go into the space area." He goes, "Did you not just hear what I said?"
Yeah, he's like, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
That was the part. That was my Spock upvote from earlier,
right,
when he said, "That's not what I said."
Right.
It's so what Spock would have said to Kirk,
Right. As the density would crush the entire ship. I mean, yeah, he's like, all right. He's like, you're right. It's our best shot. Go into the gas giant.
He's like, you're right. It's not what I said.
Yeah, and she also says if we survive this is gonna be known as the Pike maneuver. I thought that was clever.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't ever remember the Pike maneuver, and maybe it came from somewhere.
I feel like they're really trying to bring the whole maneuver thing into the forefront. This series.
I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing in Star Trek. There were maneuvers.
Okay. Hemmer and Uhura are hurt. The cargo bay got hit. She's knocked out. Hemmer is trapped under some kind of giant, what appears to be a robot head, but I know that's not right. She's got to help them get out of there. So now blind Hemmer, who does everything with his hands, no longer has access to his hands. And Uhura is going to have to be his hands if they're going to get out of this alive. Dun, dun, dun. Love the screen. I love the graphics. The graphics, the props, all good. Great. Fantastic. All right. Transporters are offline. We'll send in a team to dig you out. Okay, Captain. Iconic gas around ships overwhelming. Okay. Moving on.
Reading all the credits.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through here to this point over here. Okay. So when they figure out that I skipped it. Is it over here?
You're in there. It's the right spot. It's there.
When they figure out that she is more hurt than she said she was, Una specifically, the Dr. Mbenga says Nurse Chapel, because there's no more sick beds or whatever, med beds. He's like, hey, do you know do you remember any of your archaic
archaeological
medical training or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, do you know how to sew? And so she's gonna sew her up. The old school suture method, right? Sew her up.
Yeah, it got that actually got an upvote from me because I always, it got a kind of an upvote and a downvote. So actually just leave it as an upvote. Okay. So the thing that I liked most about it was that, that in Star Trek, at some point, you're going to have a situation where you can't necessarily heal everyone with the technology that you have available. And so at some point you may have to do archaic or archaeological, whatever you call it. I don't know why. You might have to do the way we do things now, which is like cut people open and sew them, even though Bones will tell you that was not a good thing to do.
I feel like why don't they have like foam or something where they just like spray the foam on it and like temporary like what if you're in the field, you don't have access to a med bed? In fact, you know what? I'm getting this. I'm actually gonna get this downvote. I just realized I don't like something.
Well, you're asking them to invent something that may or may not exist.
No, so I'm asking them to have common sense. What if you're in the field and you get hurt and you can't get transported out? Do you got to like just resort to a needle and a thread?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why it got my upvote, because at some point you may not have technology to do that. And so it was always kind of unbelievable that you never, ever had to do anything, archaic on someone at any time ever. Like, and I don't think in Star Trek, other than when they go back in time and they don't have that technology, you never see anything like what we saw in this episode. So that's why it got an upvote from me, because that's probably a little more realistic. The reason why it got a partial in my mind was going to be a downvote was like, I don't need reality. I'm kind of in Star Trek land, but I realized that that's probably the way it would be in some cases.
Interesting. Yeah. I feel like, they should have emergency kits with some kind of better technology than a needle and a thread.
I guess. I mean, how many would you need? One for each of the crew. It's really a tough thing to think about.
I mean, because even, to be honest, a needle and a thread is not as good as some super glue.
I mean,
so they went archaeological. They went way archaeological.
No, I mean, you don't go to the emergency room now and they put super glue all over your body. It's
no, but of course it works. No, but
they sew you up.
Hold up, it's not regular super glue, but right now they have, and it's not even new. Okay, it's like 10 years old. They have these little tiny bands, and at each end is basically super glue, and you activate it, and you can suture your wound temporarily until you can go to an actual hospital to get stitches.
So they were actually able to do stitches as opposed to super glue it in this case. Because you just said you go to get actual stitches. So they probably were able to do, reasonable 21st century medicine on board the ship there.
Okay. I'm going to keep my downvote there.
All right. Hey, listen, this is our opinion. You got to stick by your guns.
I think there's a more clever way that they could have done this.
All right. Yeah, they could have just shot him out into the vacuum of space and called it a day.
No, man. I would have had some, that stuff you use in your house, some great stuff, bro. It's, something cool like that. But it's fine.
So they should have had something better than current, was what you're saying.
Definitely
archaic
better
technology
than thread and needle. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, moving on here. All right, this meeting. How'd you feel about this meeting where they're trying to figure out how to deal with the Gorn?
How did I feel about the meeting? I don't know. It felt like a pretty normal meeting. I didn't think anything specific.
Ortega seemed a little off to me.
They're trying just to find.
Talk me out of a downvote here.
Well, I mean, Ortega's really hasn't done much besides fly the ship that really did anything for us. I mean, that's okay though, because what did Chekhov and Sulu do? They flew the ship. So, I mean, I guess it's okay. She's got a small role. It's just not a big one. She's got some kind of, I don't know, sarcastic quips sometimes. She does have a lot of
sarcasm, yeah.
But I think that's just her character. So I wouldn't downvote her for just being who she is,
Okay, so because I feel like this table meeting, this ready room meeting here was really important. It explained why Pike is such a good captain, and it also showed how much Leon has to grow, And hopefully,
you're talking about the speech he gives her afterwards.
Right.
Okay, gotcha.
At the end of this Ready Room meeting. Because she's acting number one, right? And she's like, they're not supernatural, but they're going to come eat all your children. Basically.
Right.
You know, and she just leaves him on this like extreme, you know, zero hope, zero inspiration.
Yeah.
Like there's no hope.
That was the point of the episode, bro.
Right.
That was the whole point. So it had to happen. And then we had to have Pike teach her what she just did wrong. I mean, that's his job, you know?
Okay, there, this guy again, bro. You got to see this. I'm not tripping here. I'm not tripping. Oh, look at this. Look at this character. Oh, damn it.
That was just a kind smile.
It's not. Something's off.
It's not like his teeth are bared and he's like this.
I think he's secretly a Gorn. Look at that.
He's just smiling. What are you?
So weird. It really throws me off. Something's weird about this dude, man.
Listen, if I died, okay, wait, hold on. If I died suddenly and like you traumatically and you remembered me, what face would I be giving to you?
I would have so many faces to choose from because we have like several thousand hours of live streams.
Show me the face. Show him right now.
Ready?
What face do you remember me with?
I'm trying not to laugh.
That's the face I'm going to remember you with.
I was trying not to laugh. Wait, I'm trying again.
That was great. That was great.
Okay. I don't know. It's weird to me, regardless. All right. Yeah, they're not supernatural, but they're killers. They're gonna come get us all. Blah blah blah. Oh, this line. This is cool. Have you ever seen someone's eyes that look dead and hungry at the same time? Yeah, it sounds like
that was a cool line. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So basically, we are food to the Gorn, right? Like we're.
Yes.
Which I find also, and I'm not gonna downvote this. Strange New World didn't invent the Gorn, but is it weird that the Gorn is a very technologically advanced, spacefaring, galactic hopping race that still sees other sentient beings? Not like, I'm not a vegetarian per se, but like sentient, intelligent beings with like language centers and all that, like as food? I don't understand that. Like at what point did they just eat their entire planet out of existence then? It doesn't make.
Well, they might not cannibalize each other. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like sharks don't eat sharks, do they? But, you know, I think the point is that, you know, I don't think they're just food. I don't think they're searching them out to eat them. Is that your point? I just think they wouldn't mind also eating them if they happen to run across them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But they actually set that trap. Like that's what she says, right?
Yeah, they must have known they were coming. They attacked the planet first. They raided the settlement.
Right. And then they hid and waited for Starfleet to show up.
They must have known somebody was coming, right?
And waited for Starfleet to be unable to extend its shields, and they attacked them. It's like they didn't just happen across Starfleet and, you know.
Well, she did say, you know, Starfleet seems to think that eventually anybody can be turned into a friend. And she said, well, sometimes races are just evil. And these guys are just evil. And they will never be friends.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that's true or not. But I mean, I guess it is. We haven't seen Gorn, you know, in the future.
Right. All right. I mean, still, I mean, technically I haven't seen Gorn yet, to be honest. I'm just saying we haven't really seen him, you know.
Cut him. Yeah. Well, you will.
Well, so we saw like the 1950s version of the Gorn with TOS, and the Gorn we saw in Enterprise was so fast and so quick. It wasn't really a main character that my expectations are so high for what the Gorn are going to actually look like that it's gonna be really easy to disappoint me when they show up, man. I gotta be honest. Because if they look like She-Hulk with teeth, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, you're already disappointed, and you haven't even seen them yet.
That's true.
So yeah, it's nothing. It's a lose-lose scenario at this point.
Yeah, I've always been blunt. That's just who I am. Yeah, so I'm not gonna upload you the second time.
But you got to be, if you look at what her character's been through, it kind of makes sense that she's going to be this way.
Sure.
She was left alone to die. She's the only survivor of all the people that came out of that Gorn situation. So it's like,
Hold up real quick here. I really want to showcase something that John Burns said. Sharks also don't eat lawyers. Professional courtesy.
Nice. Absolutely.
True that, dude. Lawyers suck.
My father's cousin's daughter is my second cousin. I like that.
What? What'd you
Dawn
say?
also said my father's cousin's daughter is my second cousin.
Oh, okay.
That's a true statement. He's just putting it out there.
Who? Oh, I see. Right here. I was trying to find out where you said that. All right. Back to this. Okay. So you like you like the Ready Room sequence then, right?
I mean, I like the speech that Pike gives her because it's true. It's, you have to, when you're in charge of a bunch of people, you have to provide some sort of hope for the future, or else they're not going to listen to you for very long.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm going to give that an upvote. Real quick, everyone, can you let me know if I'm lagging or is Shane lagging or is both of us lagging? Because you are lagging so bad for me that it's now becoming like a distraction.
Interesting.
Yeah, we might need you to like rezone or something. I don't know. All right. Moving on here. Okay. Oh, Hemmer. Okay, so Hemmer and Uhura. How'd you feel about this? You like this? Like this setup?
I got to tell you, I didn't love it or hate it. I didn't feel like I got any closer to the characters really in this situation. Uhura has already proven to me that she's smart. She's already been now in 2 episodes where she had to solve the big problem. And I don't need this anymore from this character. So if I see this again, I'm not giving it an upvote now, but if I see it again, it's probably going to get a downvote.
Okay. So remember what we agreed to last week. We either have to go positive, negative, or neutral. So you're neutral about this scene.
I'm neutral about this scene. Yes. Until I see it again, then it's going to get it down.
So if it happens again next, if Super Hurl comes on the scene again next episode, it's going to be a down.
It's going to get it down.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel the same way.
We haven't even had Hemmer save the day. I mean, yet has he really?
Yeah, this actually. See, I'm not going to give it a downvote, but like saying that makes me want to give it a downvote because once again, Hemmer is not given the opportunity to shine, and maybe they're waiting for his episode, but like right here, you sideline Hemmer in a way where you make him, or you incapacitate him in a way where her has to do the work.
Why does Uhura get 2 episodes like this?
All right, and again, last episode, when with the disease, another opportunity for Hemmer to really shine, but instead he also gets sick and he tries to transport a piece of the core.
Right.
So we get to the point where it looks like Hemmer's going to shine, and then someone else saves him. We got to fix that.
So they're saying I'm lagging, basically. So just heads up.
Yeah, Shane appears to be lagging.
I am lagging.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna just to freak someone out. I'm gonna film it. I'm gonna throw my phone like, in the back somewhere, and then I'm gonna get really good at fake buffering, where I walk by the gas station and I just start buffering, lagging. You know what I mean? And just watch kids freak out. Yeah, so I'm gonna give it a neutral, but I almost gave it a downvote because this is once again we haven't seen. I feel like Hemmer is his ability to shine is being stolen from him, and hopefully when we get to the episode where he is like really front and center, if that happens again, that'll be a really bad episode for me.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
John says the lagging has stopped for now.
Yeah. So I actually decreased your quality, and hopefully it helped it.
I'm used to that. It's all good. John says my second cousin is married to Bruce Horak's brother that's cool. So Hemmer's brother, John's second cousin, is married to his brother.
That's cool.
Hemmer's brother.
Yeah,
That's cool, John.
So you're with us. So you're with us.
So
then.
get us an interview, John. Let's go.
We need Hemmer. We need Hemmer to shine here. Okay.
Need him on the show.
All right. This scene, what they did with the torpedo. We gotta talk about this. First off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it's a downvote for me.
Why?
Well, I was okay with them. I don't know. Gravity is an interesting thing in space. Can you drop a torpedo onto another vessel in space?
Okay,
I don't know.
Wait. This is why it's going to get an upvote. Because
you got an upvote.
Yeah, this is going to get an upvote for me.
Well, let me finish my downvote.
Okay, but I think
so my downvote is
change though. But go ahead.
My real downvote reasoning for downvote was they didn't show the Gorn ship get destroyed.
Oh, that's your okay. That's a reason
that bothered me. Yeah,
I'm not gonna downvote for that, but that's a good downvote. Now, here, this is why I was trying to interrupt you, but I shouldn't have for a reason. In Star Wars Episode 8, what was the biggest thing that bothered me in that movie?
The poor use of gravity.
Poor use of gravity, right?
Yeah. The bombers.
You guys don't understand how much I hated it so much that watching the movie in the theater, at that moment I start telling my like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm so distraught over their poor understanding of gravity that I had to get up and leave and go outside. This is back when I smoked and smoke a cigarette and come back inside. Because I was so irritated at like the complete lack of understanding of gravity. And I thought they were going to do this here. I thought they were going to like try to drop the torpedo on the ship. And I was like, and my mind was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. And then I love what he said, because the higher mass of the ship, the torpedo should be pulled down. That 2 seconds of dialogue was enough to completely alleviate my anxiety.
That's what I was about to get upset about when it first happened, right? So that's why that wasn't my downvote, because they did explain it and it made sense.
That little quick explanation.
Yes.
Now
that's what I love about this show.
Should the fact that the ship is much larger, I don't think it's big enough to emit a gravity field.
I don't know, but I don't care.
I don't care either.
I got an explanation.
I got an explanation.
Right?
I got an in-canon explanation that is makes just enough sense for me to be like, cool.
Yeah, I'm not a scientist, so I'm not gonna it's not gonna bug me because I can calculate inertia, the rate of inertia versus speed in my brain or something. I don't have that.
Right. I still though, I would love to hear from an actual scientist. I don't like, how big would the ship have to be to have a gravity field that was high enough, higher than the Enterprise, to the point where it would actually pull the torpedo. That's the question.
And KB Games here said momentum, inertia in space. They didn't use gravity. So exactly.
Oh, okay. So why did they say gravity though?
What's that?
Why would he mention the side? Here, I'll show you.
He's using the specific. Yeah, it's fine. It didn't have to be perfectly explained, but it gave us reason.
Once the hatch opens, the higher mass below should pull the torpedo straight down.
So they didn't say gravity. They said inertia. I mean, they're basically saying inertia.
Whatever. I don't care. He explained it enough. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, gravity is a very weak force. That's what I was concerned about. Like, that ship doesn't look big enough to have a gravity field. Yeah, but he got an upvote because that 3 seconds of dialogue was enough to completely save that scene for me.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, I almost wanted to give it a downvote now that you mentioned that we didn't get to see the ship explode.
I was like, that would have been a great moment to see that. Now, we did get to see later on a lot of Gorn ships explode.
Right.
So maybe that's why it didn't happen. But it just felt like the payoff of seeing the thing falling and then them going, oh, it's gone. I'm like, oh, I really wish I would have seen that. You know?
It would have been really cool if they cut to the torpedo with the red blinking line. It's like, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And there's like silence for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And, that would have built a lot of tension. I don't know. Well, maybe it's because I'm a motion graphics guy. And I'm like, I can make this tense. Although, if
maybe,
I had it my way, every TV show would just be like a 45-minute trailer.
Yeah. Well, they showed so many of them getting destroyed. It didn't seem like it would be that big of a deal. So it must have been something to do with the way they were going to explain what happened next, which was essentially they gave that ship up. They sacrificed that ship so they could find Enterprise.
Oh, so maybe that's the reason. Maybe it's not supposed to be important to us anyways.
Right.
But maybe
it just felt weird.
But maybe that would have been nice though, to think that we got to win, see the explosion, think we got to win.
Yes.
And then show the, why is that blip so much bigger? That giant ship coming out of the
right.
Yeah, which cool.
Which was cool. Upvote for the Gorn ships.
Yeah, I'll give an upvote too. Gorn ships look great. You know what's funny is like the ship too. If I had to guess what a reptilian, carnivorous, warlike reptilian ship would look like, this would be close.
Right.
Like in my head canon, like yeah, even sort of looks like horns and like rough, scaly skin. Like it's a cool looking ship. I gotta go back. Look at that thing. That's a cool looking ship, man.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the little fighters, with the three leg. It looked scary.
Yeah. Yeah. And also not like typical Star Trek. You see a lot of Star Trek where, you know, everyone wants to make their mark, but often people that design the, ships for new races that we haven't seen yet, they usually take their design cues from what we've already seen.
Right.
And so, it looks like a meaner version of the shuttlecraft or whatever, it's not like it's
these
usually
looked
not as
new.
unique. Yeah.
These looked fresh.
Yeah. In fact, in Enterprise, one thing I really, really respected that the design choice they made was the Suliban. And they had these little like sphere ships. I thought that was super clever. We had not seen that once,
Right.
Okay, yeah, so they're gonna go deeper in the thing. I don't want to explain too much detail. I want to get to the good stuff. Yeah, the sutures. I'm not gonna give it another downvote. Okay, this moment where she touched the thing that was too hot. Yeah, this moment. You're right. Yeah, this is a big problem. I think that it's not a big problem, but it might become a big problem. Because so far we're seeing a lot of nothing from Hemmer. And he's being used as a vessel to expand other characters.
John's asking if we can move the score because of they can't see the text.
The score?
Our scores? I guess they're getting away with the dialogue or something. Are they in place where they're at? You can't move them probably.
Oh.
The numbers?
You mean on the... Oh, yeah, I can't move them. Sorry. We'll figure that out next week, guys.
Sorry, guys. We'll figure it out in the future one.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the subtitles are going to be behind the numbers.
Yeah.
This is not like a program we use. Like we have to like custom make everything.
Yeah, we're trying to fit it in there and make everything work. So
yeah. I wonder if I can make the subtitles smaller. Oh yeah, here we go.
Can you move them?
Oh, that would be good, right?
Like if you got in the upper right or something, or
doesn't give me that option. I can change
top of the screen would be great.
I can make it so I can make them smaller, so they probably won't go underneath the numbers anymore. Might be too small now. All right.
It's like, it's like, well, I can't read that one.
Yeah, it's too
whoops.
Small. Let me fix
Never mind. We'll figure it out in the future
one. Yeah, we'll figure it out next time. All right. So so far everything's fine. Like we talked about the Hemmer and the her thing, it's neutral, but I can see it causing problems. So what they did here with the way they maneuvered the ship over the other ships and really cool.
This gets a downvote for me.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. They left some dude behind to die.
It's not that they left him behind to die. It's okay. Look, I love Star Trek and I want optimism and hope and a lot of stuff like that. But I don't need random crew members that I don't know anything about making weird sacrifices for Kyle. So,
well, I mean,
Kyle,
it's It's pretty common though. Red shirts are a thing, bro.
I get it, but it just, for whatever reason, it came across as a little bit goofy to me.
I wish it was Samuel Kirk that it saved him, right? And then
we don't want to lose him. We can't lose Sam.
No.
Yet.
So imagine if he saves him, we think he's dead, right? And then at the end of the episode, they find him with like a helmet on. He's like, guys, come on.
Yeah, it'd be great if they killed him every episode.
Yeah,
just
every episode they kill.
But Chief Kyle is an interesting character. Like, they're trying to make him a main character, but he's just not really. Like, he's just not there. And so the reason why I downvoted this scene was because I just didn't feel like it was necessary to the story whatsoever. They merely wanted to put Chief Kyle into a scene so that he was on the show when this just wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Also, unfortunately, because of how tiny Kyle is, they had to get yet another super tiny guy. So it just looks like a couple 13-year-olds like running from the bulkhead. I'm gonna make a download too.
And there was like kind of this weird pause where I don't know. It just, I mean, I get it. I love that as a person, you want to save the other person. I think that is a part of human nature.
So he's holding him up or whatever. Like you're right. This is weird.
It was weird. And I just thought it was like,
So Kyle's like, come on, Kevin. I'm just going to assume his name is Kevin because it looks like Kevin. Come on, Kevin. We got to go. They're closing the bulkhead doors. And Kevin's like, no, you go. And he pushes him through.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It was
and then he continues to try to hobble through. Hey, Kevin, here's a thought. If you wouldn't have stopped to push him, you would have both made it.
Right.
Go without me, Kyle. I love you.
Yeah, it reminds me of, what is that show where somebody like pushes them out of the way of like a steamroller, but the steamroller's like really far away. Right. They're like still like laying there or something.
Like, no, I'm gonna save you. They said like, remember me. You're like, dude, you got like 20 minutes to move.
Like looking at the watch, going, oh, okay. Hold
on. Yeah, that was like that. I mean, not the same, but when in Titanic, when Jack is holding on to the thing and
don't let go, Jack.
Don't let go. He's like, but I'm gonna let go. And she's like, okay, bye. I mean, he could have hang on. He could have. I mean, maybe there's not enough space for two people on that raft or whatever, but there was definitely enough space for him to hold on to the side, dude.
Yeah, something. Fight for your life. Something.
So unnecessary. Yeah, but this was unnecessary because he literally almost makes it. Look at this.
He almost made it after stopping.
Which means he would have made it if he wouldn't have pushed Kyle through the door. Come on, Kevin. You gotta be better than this, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got a downvote. I didn't like this scene. I like the idea that crew members aren't safe because I
like that too.
I love hope. I love optimism, all that stuff. There's got to be serious tension. There's got to be stakes.
There's got to be consequences.
Right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so the consequences for this action, it wasn't because they had to close the bulkhead that he died. Here's the consequences. Kevin was dumb and he died.
And then we get the appropriate feeling at the end when we see the coffins.
And we're like, bye, Kevin. All right.
We never knew you. Sorry. He didn't even get paid he didn't have a voice credit, so he doesn't even get paid. He gets paid like the weekly minimum.
He had a voice credit, didn't he?
That guy? He didn't say nothing.
He didn't even say anything. So
yeah, if you don't speak,
he literally got like the SAG minimum wage.
Right, yeah.
Like $80 a day plus craft services.
For hobbling through there and pushing Chief Kyle.
Kyle's like, I make more than you. Yeah, so I do find that there's some distracting things, and I don't have any problem with Kyle per se, but he is a tiny person. Like the individual is very, very small.
Yeah.
And so they wanted Kyle to be shown doing something other than manning the transporter room, which is fine. But in order to make that believable, they had to get someone else that was also extremely small. And it was super, it didn't look right to me. It looked like a couple kids. And it makes you think, like, is everyone in Starfleet just like 120 pounds or what? Because everyone's so small all of a sudden, except for Pike. Pike and Spock. And arguably, Spock had to swole up for this role. Because the Discovery was not strong like lightweight.
That. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, why does it feel like there'll be no one left on the ship to save? Good. Okay, yeah, all this was fine. I don't think it deserves an upvote yet. We're getting to the point where there is. See, I love the balance. See, the balance of terror, overtones or undertones, whatever, very good. But what made it better was when we get to this moment where he uses the relentless character of the Gorn against them. That was very cool.
That was good. I did want to give it an upvote just because of the whole submarine feel that from Balance of Terror. I loved that. You know, when I was a kid watching, I always thought of the Enterprise as a submarine, kind of. It's the way the ship was set up. It's the way it's run. You really can't see without your projection screens. You know, you are blind to some degree. And I've always thought of it like that. So I thought it was really cool that they had that here.
More needle and thread, Shane.
They were going to show it. Yeah.
More. Another character. How many bio beds you guys have? You guys need more. You need more bio beds.
They were not ready for a big attack for sure.
Apparently not. But I can't give another. You can't downvote twice. You can't upvote twice. That's the rule.
I agree with that.
All right. So I love this though. They needed to give plasma, and Una basically sacrificed her plasma. Now here's the problem with this: is while it's a very, very heroic gesture that I'd like to see my main characters, show. I want to see my main characters have heroic personalities. As the audience, we knew Una was good and she wasn't gonna die. So
of course you know that.
It made the gesture feel like there was no weight to it. Because
there's no way you can ever succeed in that situation then, because these characters are not going to die. So you can't really think of it like that, because we're never going to lose one of our main characters. They're in the show for at least 2 seasons.
No, but that's not true though. You see, the only characters on this show that should be safe, hands down, is Pike, Spock, and Una. I'm sorry, I guess, and Chapel. Everyone else can be expendable.
And M'Benga, he was there.
Oh, M'Benga was too. So you're making it hard. Yeah, so I mean, you can't. But you know, Ortega wasn't there. Leon wasn't there.
They can kill Ortegas. They can kill Ortegas. They can kill Hemmer. But so I mean, I don't know. There's going to be situations like Uhura. I'm trying, guys, to say it correctly. Uhura. There was no sense of tension of her dying. They're having this whole talk about dying, her and Hemmer, but we know she's not going to die. So yeah, that's kind of a wasted thing. That's coming up here in a moment.
At least it showed her character and that she was heroic or whatever.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is if you're banking on it not being good because she's not actually potentially could die, we're going to run into that a lot.
All right. I didn't give it a downvote. I'm just saying that it felt a little empty, but at least
got it.
At least, it was not like, hey, don't give her mine. Imagine that. Don't even consider taking mine.
You made it an order, bro.
Let the red shirt die, okay? I'm first title here. I'm getting paid.
Yeah. She made it an order too.
Right. All right. All right, they're in the center of the gas giant, blah, 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 blah. Oh, here's go. I love this. The newest obstacle is in the presence of a nearby. And
that was good.
Yeah, and she asked, she said, "Don't you ever speak plain English?" And then when they figure out what they're gonna do, like she's gonna get in a shuttle, and she's gonna go after him, he goes, "I'm gonna go with you." Basically, is that and to explain in plain English that she needs help.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember the exact sentence, but.
And I didn't really. I mean, I thought it was. I mean, I understand why they did it, but did he really need to go with her on that? They were basically just supposed to go and take a peek to see if the Gorn were still there.
Well, maybe he needed to go because maybe, I don't know. Let's just assume if I'm Spock, this person, I don't think one person should ever be alone on a mission. Because what if she gets incapacitated and she can't finish her mission? What if she has a PTSD and she sees her brother smiling through the panel and smacks the wrong button, and you need to have there needs to be a team of people doing these things.
Yeah, but do you risk one of your 2 bridge officers to do it? It's like, that was it was just shown to us that the Gorn were basically just waiting for them to peek their head out and smack them around, right? And basically destroy them. Mm-hmm. So this was, I believe he said the word suicide mission even. And the fact that, the Gorn could have easily taken your shuttlecraft.
Yeah. It would have been hilarious if he said, "No, Spock." And then he looks to the right, sees Samuel Kirk, and goes, "You go with her.
You go. Sam, you're up." Yeah.
And he's wearing a red shirt. He's like,
"What? Okay, how did I end up in security?"
I just want to see him kill Samuel Kirk. It's like I know it's a pipe dream, but I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the idea of like taking the ship and risking your life. I just yeah. I like what Spock said, but you're right. Didn't have to be Spock.
I'm just like, yeah, okay. I mean, it was an opportunity. It was a plot device so that they could have a Vulcan mind meld.
Yes. Now, this is one of those moments we both have to talk about this. Is it an upvote? Is it a downvote? Is it neutral? How do you feel about the mind meld?
I'm okay with the mind meld. We've got a lot of weird mind melds in Star Trek. There used to be an argument of, mind melds must not be that big of a deal. I mean, mind melds are a big deal because you're basically learning each other. You become a part of each other.
Right.
And so mind meld's a big deal, but Spock did it pretty frequently in TOS.
Right.
So that's not too weird. Did we just miss it? What happened here?
No, I'm trying to go back.
Oh, so I thought it was okay. Now, I thought what was interesting is they picked up the mind meld. Usually mind melds are done where the Vulcan is like explaining what's happening, right? But in this case, they actually went into her mind and it became a whole shooting scene at this point.
Right.
Where she's in Gorn territory.
Yeah, I think I like it better when the Vulcan just explains what's happening.
I guess you can take it either way. This is kind of I guess you have the money now. Back then you didn't have the money to go inside somebody's brain and do a dream sequence. Like, Spock, now I guess you can afford it.
We can't show Sarek actually killing people, so just explain it for him. It's like, okay.
Yeah, right.
Super exposition. Now where's the downvote here, Shane? Where's it at?
Oh yeah, the downvote is at the end of the Vulcan mind meld. In fact, I want to give, I don't even know if this is part of the rules, but like I wrote like 3 downvotes.
Okay, so we agreed that you can do +2, -2 max.
You can? I thought you said you can only downvote something once.
Yeah, because watch. I can +2, -2 instantly.
I know, but you just made the rule a minute ago that you can't downvote something twice.
Right, but we also said before we started this whole scoring system, we said we can give something a +2 or a -2.
Okay,
if it's
then
amazing.
Then
or
double
outrageous.
double downvote this one, because I got to tell you, I don't need Michael Burnham in this show.
Yeah,
I don't need. Listen, and I get she's part of canon now, and there's nothing we can do about it. But it totally took Ethan Peck Spock. Did you notice the moment this happened? Like I immediately started disliking Ethan Peck Spock.
Immediately,
like he immediately started disliking him.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, he's awesome, Spock. Oh, he's back to that Spock. Damn it."
Now he's crying. Now he's his sister's gone, and now he's having this emotional moment. He ends the mind meld, and it's just like, listen, guys, it just wasn't necessary. No. We don't. Listen, all the Star Trek that goes forward from this, there's no Michael Burnham. There's no sister.
Right. So
you don't need to add her to this element to make him more. He's got so many other things, turmoil that he can deal with. His dad, stuff going on Vulcan, his relationships maybe with whatever, Nurse Chapel, whatever you want to do. You don't need to add Michael Burnham to this thing. And so boo, boo, boo. I didn't like it. And yeah, man. I guess that's a strong feeling.
Here's the deal. If you have nothing else, if there's no inner turmoil, and he's not with Nurse Chapel, and you want him to have any kind of problem, I don't care if you invent hemorrhoids. Just don't bring up Michael Burnham again. Anything but Michael Burnham.
Yeah.
Like, the character is cancer to this franchise, dude.
100%.
So I'm also going to give it a downvote.
It cannot continue being... They just can't keep bringing her up. They've already brought her up twice this show.
Yeah, it was the crazy part is this scene was good up until that moment. I was like, come on. And I literally said out loud, I'm like, come on, guys. And my wife was like, what? I'm like, Star Trek's stupid.
4 episodes, 2 Discovery mentions. let's just move on.
Yeah, at this rate, is this Discovery season 4.5 or what? Come on, man.
Well, I mean, at this rate, we're going to get
excessive nitpick. I'm joking, obviously.
Right. Well, at this rate, we're going to get 5 Discovery mentions before the season's over.
Yeah. So the first one I didn't complain about whatsoever. It makes sense. They're coming together after a long time. I really want you guys to stop hanging your hat on that one crappy season of Discovery when this Enterprise and this crew has way more history, even now, than Discovery. So much more history to fans than, let's say you gave Discovery 10 seasons and a movie, it still wouldn't have the same history that this crew and this ship has. So
I love what Archmage Frey says. Can you imagine if Lon said, you had a sibling as well? Oh. And then we were like, oh crap, they're going to say Michael. And then she says, his name was Cybok.
Oh, that would have been so good.
See, that would have been pretty cool.
Dude, that would have been great. I would have been like, yes, yes.
Cybok lives.
I would have started getting angry, like, no, yes.
That would have got 2 upvotes.
That would have been 2 upvotes from both of us, yeah. Not even that I care about Cybok, but like
I don't either, but
the acknowledgement from the crew to like completely like forget Michael Burnham exists would just be fantastic.
Right.
Okay. All right, moving through this. We're gonna skip a little bit to the end here, guys.
You know what's interesting? The shuttlecraft seemed really big to me.
It did seem big, right?
It did. It seemed like the seats were really far apart. It just seemed really large.
Yeah.
Not worthy of downvoting, but
yeah, it seemed. You're right. It did seem large. I'm moving through this. We already talked about the her and Hemmer thing. Whatever. She's fine. There is this scene at the end where they're trying to get a hold of them. They think that they died. I thought that was clever.
That was good. Yeah.
They really pulled. They let it breathe for a long time.
They did. They, almost to the point where he was gonna he just assumed they were dead.
Right. A lot of TV shows do that exact same trick, but they don't play it that long.
Yeah.
So they'll be like, guys. And you see the disappointment and he goes, yes, sir, we're here. But he was like about to declare them dead. And they're like, sir, Captain, sir. I'm like, okay, all right. That's fine. I know but it's a TV trope, by the way. It's a very common thing.
We knew they were alive, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm skipping to this. This is all fine.
What did you think of the black hole thing? Let's upvote, downvote that.
Oh, okay. Let's upvote, downvote the black hole. First off, you're right. This is a point of mention. I love the Event Horizon. I love the way it looks.
Looks cool.
It's graphically outstanding. I just think it was super convenient to have a black hole right next to the planet, right next to where they're fighting. It felt a little.
Well, it was there from the beginning, though. In fairness.
Okay.
So I mean, it was mentioned from the very beginning. It does seem weird that it's so close to everything going on.
Yeah.
You know?
So black holes, in case you guys don't know, black holes, they suck everything into themselves, and as far as we know, everything that gets sucked into a black hole just ceases to be. They're like the galaxy's garbage disposal.
Garbage disposal. Yeah.
Which means you can't have it that close to a planet or a sun. Like it, because it's gonna continually pull on everything around it, and the only thing that changes its strength is distance. So when you're that close, it's a continual like the planet could not have been orbiting around a sun if there's a black hole that close. But I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm just saying that's the way I see it. Although graphically it looked beautiful.
Well, and here's the other issue is that you don't really understand, and it's distance, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but we don't know how far away that planet was from the brown dwarf that they went to hide in. I'm assuming because they were damaged heavily that they couldn't just travel, a long ways away quickly. So that's where it gives us the idea that everything's in a very close proximity, when in fact it may not be. They may have taken a while to travel to the brown dwarf or something.
Right.
It just didn't give us that impression. So the other thing for me was the vessel seemed pretty large in comparison to the black hole. Black holes are ginormous, generally speaking.
Yeah,
maybe this one wasn't quite as big, but the whole slingshot maneuver and dumping out the stuff, I think that was pretty clever. Getting the Gorn to think they had been, destroyed, by getting too close to the black hole. So I thought it was pretty clever overall.
So
I'll give it an upvote.
You're gonna give it an upvote?
Yeah.
I'm neutral because I don't. Now, because I don't think the way it looks was good enough for an upvote. Because it did look really cool though. That Event Horizon is really cool though. No.
It's like,
no, you got me thinking about the graphics. Yeah, I gotta give it an upvote. The graphics are just so sick. Yeah. You know what's crazy is after seeing that She-Hulk trailer, I'm like, oh my God, Star Trek looks amazing. All right. Yeah. So I guess you dragged an upvote out of me. Good for you.
Man, sorry. Yeah.
All right. There's that moment. Hammer. We're here, sir. Don't declare us dead. Yeah. Okay. Final upvote, downvote. The scene with Pike and Leon. What you got?
La'an, I give her an upvote because her character grew, learned, and got better.
Okay.
Yeah, because she actually says.
I'll also give it an upvote because you're right.
Yeah,
her personality changed here.
Yeah, it did. She took on board what Pike said, so she showed that she can learn. Showed that she could, she's willing to take advice and grow, and she did, even if she maybe didn't like it.
Okay, so that's good. So now that we've gotten peak Leanne, we should not get very much of this Leanne going forward then.
Well, we should get definitely a version who's grown, and we're still going to see La'an's going to continue to grow, and people don't just change overnight.
Of course not, but like you said, this was peak Leanne, and I said it's getting a little old.
This is her episode for this season, so yes, this is going to be peak in the money for her.
Okay.
Is she going to be perfect here out where she's better, or is she going to have moments where she's like this? I'm sure there's going to be moments.
Sure. Okay. But I also give it an upvote. I like that she learned. I like that she respects the captain. That's very important to a Star Trek show, is that you respect I mean, maybe you guys didn't know. Respecting the chains of command is sort of what the military is about. So
that's right.
All right. That's about it, man. That's it. That's it. So what's the final score?
Well, that was pretty cool. I like that little scene right there where Mbenga is giving his blood to Una.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
That was cool.
You want to make
she didn't have plasma, so he gave his.
You want to make that into an upvote, downvote moment?
Sure. Give me an upvote. I like that.
All right. I'm neutral because it didn't matter that much.
Wait, hold on a second. You can't say it didn't matter.
Yeah. See, I got an upvote out of you for nothing.
Well, you didn't trick me into it. I'm just saying that's an upvote moment because it shows the crews, they're willing to sacrifice for each other, at least the main people. Well, They did show it throughout, but look at Mbenga taking one for the team. Made me care about Mbenga a little more there, man.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine. It wasn't like, it was fine.
Well, you asked me if this is an upvote, downvote system.
I want to know. I want to hear what you would say. I didn't want to just skip over it.
Oh, that's all right. You tricked me.
I tricked you into upvoting.
I'll take it. We'll take our 5.5.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
I didn't like the way it ended, but that was cool. This is actually cool.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think?
Yeah, it was awesome. Very very standard Star Trek. They get launched out into space. It's all good.
Does it deserve an upvote?
Stop asking me that question, man. If you're not going to do it first,
I don't think
if you turn it into an upvote scene, I'll give you my up or down. Is that what you're doing?
Well, you can go up, down, or neutral. You don't got to stay in one, in one spot. You can be neutral.
No, I'll give you my up, down if this is what you're asking. Right. But you're saying
the final scene, the one with the coffins in the engine room, is an up, neutral, or down.
It's an upvote.
Okay, there you go. I just gave another upvote.
It's an upvote. I mean, it showed Star Trek lore. It's the way it's done. It's got cool looking graphics. Look back there. They're recognizing the people that died. I mean, it's a great moment.
Yeah. I'm gonna give it a downvote.
Go ahead.
I'm tired of seeing the Starfleet logo and everything. The logo.
Wow.
I'm joking. I'm not giving it a
This isn't going to be an accurate one here. Yeah.
I'm not giving it a downvote. I mean, you're right. The graphics do look really cool. Yeah, and the captain's there. Because, this is Discovery. The captain wouldn't even be there.
Like she'd be like, we've lost people? What?
Wait. Are there other people on the ship?
Sorry, I was in with a counselor. I couldn't. Yeah.
The ship really needed me. She was having a rough time on TikTok.
Yeah.
She felt really threatened by a TikTok internet troll. All right. So that's it though. That's final scene. No more upvotes, downvotes.
Okay.
So let's talk. Let's finish this up. What you got?
I mean, I thought it was a great episode. It was another week of good, fun Trek. I don't think it was the best episode we've seen so far. I think still the first episode was actually the best episode. But it wasn't bad and it was enjoyable. And at least I'm looking forward to it every week still.
Okay. So final upvote or downvote?
What?
Final upvote or downvote?
In the beginning, you said, do we upvote or downvote the show?
Oh,
you want me to give another one up or down?
You're right. My brain.
I'm downvoting Brian for trying to make me upvote all the time.
He's downvoting me now. You know what? I realized about halfway through the review that I wasn't picking the specific scenes that we had spoken about. So I started too late. So now I was trying to like make up for the upvotes.
You're trying to make up for it. Yeah, that's cool.
Because there was halfway through our review, like I was at 2 and you were at 4. I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst episode of the season.
Well, honestly, it probably deserves to be right there because I liked it a lot, but it was just kind of like cool, a good episode. It wasn't like groundbreaking. I didn't fall in love with somebody. Wasn't overwhelmed. The whole Uhura Hemmer thing was kind of meh to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that was close to a downvote, which would have put if we would have both given a downvote, and we would have put this episode from a 6 to a 5, which would have made it less than.
Yeah,
but I think a 6 is an average score. I think it's solid 6.
It is. Yeah, it's 6.
All right. So that's the score, boys and girls. It's a solid 6.
All right.
And that's it for our review of Strange New Worlds.
Woo!
If you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so now in the comment section on the way to the comment section below. I'm tired, so it's clear that I'm mumbling a lot. But please comment on the way to the comment section to explain why Shane is completely wrong. Hit the subscribe and the alert button while you're down there. And I heard that YouTube is really all about shares now. So like share it or whatever. Maybe share it on Twitter or via email. Maybe start one of those email chains that my grandmother uses all the time. And like just start sending like links on your email. I don't know.
Leia, let's just tell them right now. If you don't send this to 500 people that you know, like something bad's gonna happen. Yeah.
Spock's gonna turn into a woman, and then he's gonna attack Captain Pike.
Yeah, and his ears are gonna fall off.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got in the comments.
What you got, man? What you got?
Let's see. We got all kinds of good stuff here. Let's see. Let's see. Sure glad they fixed the planet's air 3 weeks before it gets sucked into a black hole.
Please tell me when you're starting.
I just down at the bottom.
Okay.
Archmage Frey, sure glad they fixed the planet's air 3 weeks before it gets sucked into a black hole.
Right. Yeah.
That's a good point. So we don't know like the distances. Like, was the planet affected by the black hole?
Yeah, the black hole was real close. Yeah.
Right? What happened to Mbenga's daughter when sickbay lost power?
Oh, independent power supply. Last episode, she explained that she would get an independent power supply for the hologram girl. Remember?
This is good.
At the very end.
Yes.
Because I thought the same thing. I thought, wait a minute. And then I remembered, she said she's going to get this power cell from engineering or something.
Got it. Archmage Frey also says, if this was Discovery, the dead crew would have left holograms saying they were glad they died as long as Michael could live.
Michael is the savior. Question of Trek. What's up, guys? What's up to you, Mr. Question of Trek?
What's up?
John Burns says, Klingons, very dangerous. Red shirts go first. This is crew. Okay, that's it for Strange New Worlds episode 4 review. Again, what did you think of the episode? Our final combined Popcast score was 6, and just to give it some kind of context, episode 2 got a 6.5. I'm sorry, a 6. Episode 3 got a 6.5. This got a 6. So it's right there. It's slightly below last episode, and basically the same as episode 2. So
I think episode 1 would have gotten like an 8 or a 9.
You're right. If we were doing the score system, yeah. Yeah. We were so blown away. So next week, the question is, are we going to see just a continued 6 average? Or are we going to have like a breakout episode or an episode that disappoints us? Because that, do we know what next week's episode's about yet? What's the synopsis?
Yes, it's next week's episode is actually the take a break episode. It's going to be the fun episode.
Okay.
So they're going to slow down. There's going to be more, I think they go on, everybody's going to go on like Liberty or something like that.
Liberty? You mean shore leave?
Shore leave, yeah.
Yeah. So, why'd you call it Liberty? Is that a Navy term?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so it's
when you go on Liberty, that means you're off duty.
It's not called shore leave in the Navy?
If you're actually at sea and you pull into a port, you go on shore leave. If you're off work, you're on Liberty.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing about that is, remember when we read the episode stuff?
Yeah.
We had already gotten to look at what the story is about for the first 5 episodes.
Yes.
And so after episode 5, it's, no pun intended, undiscovered country.
Oh, and Undiscovered Country was episode 5, I think.
Boom.
Nice. John Burns says at Brian's 6 score is the perfect score. Meanwhile, I can't tell you how filled with rage towards at Shane's terrible 6 score.
Oh, you see, yeah. Oh, no. Because we both have 6. That's what's happening.
LOL, John. LOL.
So first off, I changed the scores to reflect the total average.
Yes.
Yes.
But I get it. Rage filled towards me. It's okay, John.
Yeah, it's typical. It's typical.
Yeah,
I'm the more likable of
100%.
the two of us.
Yeah.
So a lot of people get real angry at Shane for no reason.
No reason at all.
It has nothing to do with the swastika tattoo. I keep telling him that.
The what?
The swastika tattoo on your back, that big giant swastika.
Swastika.
Am I saying that word wrong?
Swastika. What are you talking about? I got a tattoo right here though. I do.
I'm a cultural appropriator. and a teenager of the 90s. Can you tell?
What it means is go home, gringo.
Yeah, it's actually the price for the tattoo. It was the receipt. Question Trek said Spock Amok. It's called. What is that? You mean the episode? Episode's called Spock Amok? No, it's not. Is it? Anyways, okay, that's it, man. That's it for the review. We're gonna move on to some other topics. I hope you guys can hang out. Spock Amok.
No, he's just making Amok Time was the episode.
See, he's screwing me.
Spock was Amok.
Yeah, there's one thing. You know, I just remembered something. There's one thing about episode 5 that we're gonna have to worry about.
What?
As far as ratings. The Orville also comes out that week. Segway! Come on, you like that?
But we're not talking the Orville.
Yeah, it's in the show notes.
No. May 26th show notes.
I'm looking at the wrong notes. Now I understand why you've been off this entire show.
Yeah, we're doing the wrong show notes, baby. Right. Come on.
All right. But I guess my point still stands because the Orville does come out next week, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have one heck of a next Thursday.
Next Thursday is gonna be like a 6-hour show. We got the Orville.
Let's see. We got Strange New Worlds, the Orville, and we're gonna have. Well, we got to figure out what we're doing with Kenobi.
Yeah.
So, are we gonna do Kenobi separate because it comes out on Fridays? I guess we got to figure it out.
I can't say the word. How do you say that word? Swastika.
Swastika. It's swas. There's no ed. There's no H.
So am I
swastika?
Swastika. Is that how you say it? Swastika.
Swastika.
I think it's good that I don't know how to say the word swastika.
It would be weird, yes, if you knew it and the history of it and where it comes from. And I've read all these books about it.
I knew
it's actually a symbol of peace
in German.
What's sad is it's actually a symbol of peace, and it's
a Buddhist symbol, right?
It was bastardized by the Nazis.
It's a Buddhist symbol, right?
I don't know.
It's some kind of, I think it's like some kind of symbol for like Buddha or something. You know what's funny? We're getting off topic here, but one of my friends was asking.
South Asia. Yeah.
So one of my friends was asking.
It's a Hindu symbol.
Hindu.
But,
one of my friends was asking another one of my friends, and I'm overhearing this, right? I'm at the conference, and it's actually like it was like Faith and like someone else, the girl that we both know, and they were like, what's this like the sexiest accent? This girl's like, oh, like British accent or Brazilian accent, and someone's like, oh, the German accent. And I'm like, all right, stop. I can overhear this, and I gotta say, nothing is sexy about the German accent. It just sounds like angry people every time. And they got so embarrassed that I was overhearing him talk about sex.
If you're listening to him talk about what's sexy.
But the fact that she chose German as a sexy accent, I'm like,
some people think the German accent is very good.
Maybe she's talking about like the accent and not the language, because the language sounds like Klingon. It's like.
Listen, I'm sorry, all of our German fans out there that Brian just insulted.
Just saying, every time someone speaks like German, not the accent, but German, it sounds. I feel like they might be mad at me. That's all I'm saying.
It's possible, but like they got some pretty words like Dankeschön and Bitteschön. It's actually kind of nice.
What did you just call me?
That's between me and God. I believe I said thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we're done with some Shrek. We're going to talk about some Top Gun. You ready?
I've actually been to Ramstein, Archmage Frey, and beautiful country.
Yeah. Ramstein doesn't turn you on?
I don't know if it turns me on, but
Ramstein.
Yeah, I actually have a really funny story. Should I even tell it?
Let me try doing ASMR. Ramstein. You know what? I got a half chub. It's
okay.
It's where it works. You're right.
Yeah, I had a really great story in Germany. And Germany's a really great place. Honestly, I've been there a couple of times, and it's really got amazing castles and some really great things. We went to a park. And a bunch of the young sailors, because it was when I was in the Navy, a bunch of the young sailors were there, and we were going to, oddly enough, we were going to a bowling tournament. And we went to this park where girls were sunbathing. And let me tell you, in the United States, nobody goes to the park and takes off their clothes to sunbathe nude. So these guys were completely like gawking and freaked out these girls who ended up taking off. I'm like, okay, guys, this is... Everybody back in the car. Let's go. We got to go.
This is that one guy's like, I'm not leaving.
They're gone, buddy. It's okay. You can get back in the car.
No, I'm staying. I'm never going back to the United States. It sucks.
Right.
Okay. So let's talk about Top Gun. Before we talk about Top Gun, I need a comparison here. Okay, you tell me something, Shane.
Okay.
Who is that?
Comparison.
Who is that right there?
Yeah, it appears to be Jean-Claude Van Damme. Okay, go ahead.
And what's that person's name?
Is it Jean-Claude Van Damme, right?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tom Cruise. Okay, listen, I was trying to make a joke.
You're messing up my joke.
So, you got a joke. It's Tom Cruise.
It's Tom Cruise.
Sorry.
And who's this man?
That's his grandpa. Val Kilmer
that's
the third.
The joke. That's Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's had a rough life. Bro.
And so what I was going to say when you said Val Kilmer, I was going to be like, oh, is that Tom Cruise's grandfather? What is going on between these? These guys are the same age? That's like a different species of person.
Tom's not natural though, bro. He don't look his age at all. Okay. And Val's he's had some tough times. And he was really ill. I'm surprised he was even able to do the movie, to be honest with you.
He can't speak though, right? He can't actually use his voice anymore, right? I read that.
I don't know.
I read that he can't talk. They had to in order to get lines out of him, they had to go and grab old lines and piece it together.
I love how you set me up with these things that we weren't prepared to talk about.
I'm sorry, bro.
I'm like, oh, now we're talking about what's wrong with because you don't know. Now I got to look it up. he had what was wrong with Val Kilmer? Val Kilmer, he had throat cancer. You're right.
Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, Val Kilmer can't speak. But so
Okay.
an AI.
That's right. I remember that story. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, you brought the story. They used an AI to like get all of his old speech, and they created an AI program to speak for him, which is super cool, by the way.
Yeah, we talked about this. It took so long for Top Gun Maverick to come out that it's pretty much, you know, Val Kilmer has the greatest acting role of all time. Like of all the great acting that's ever been done in history of acting, like he has the number one spot of all acting jobs. When he did Doc Holliday on Tombstone, that was the number one, in my opinion, best acting ever done by an actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I got to give him that kudos. In Top Gun Maverick, he is in the show. He plays a fleet admiral. Top Gun Maverick is interesting. It actually, opening night is tonight. Some people got to see it on Tuesday. And so the reviews are overwhelmingly positive, like hugely positive about the show. In fact, critics are saying that the long-awaited sequel is a must-see and is not only potentially better than the original, but also maybe one of the best movies Tom Cruise has ever made.
Oh, snaps.
That's the way they're talking about this movie. The best movie. Guys, Tom Cruise has made a lot of movies. Okay, a lot of good movies. If this is the best movie Tom Cruise has ever made, holy cow, right? Yeah. And this isn't just from one source. This is a lot of sources reporting this.
Didn't we have the ability to see this like 2 days ago? And we did.
Yeah, we could have saw it on Tuesday, but like everything else, COVID is destroying this week.
Yeah, it really
Sorry,
is.
Orville.
It has a 99% audience score and a 97% tomato reader. What?
Sick, bro. Sick.
What?
This movie, I'm going to get out as soon as my son tests negative for COVID. I'm going to see this movie. So
really,
I cannot wait to see this movie. Of course, this is, if you've seen the first one from the 80s, this now is a much older Maverick. Of course, you know from the original Top Gun that you know, in the movie his Rio Goose gets killed during a exercise, and now Maverick has to deal with Goose's son in the future, and that's what this movie is about. So it's going to be an interesting thing, because you got to remember that Maverick felt like he killed Goose in some way. He had to let that go before he could actually get up there and fly again, because he's the one who made the choice. Even though he couldn't see the jet wash, he did a lot of dumb, crazy things. So he kind of took, you know, he felt responsible for it. Well, apparently, and what I'm guessing is that Goose's son is probably going to feel like Maverick's the reason why Goose died so young.
So look at these reviews. That's interesting. Great action. Just enough drama to make it really good. Better than the original. Enough said. Okay. I got done whipping the criminal organization known as the agency. I saw this movie, shed a tear, ate popcorn, and enjoyed this movie 100%. That's Dark Knight. Amazing movie. A great spin-off to the original. Why are they calling it the original? This is a sequel, right?
A great spin-off of the original. So I guess that's just a weird way of calling it a sequel.
Yeah, because like, so this one review says better than the original. This one.
Well, you got to remember, these are just people.
Oh yeah.
So they're not. Those aren't official critics.
All right, I'll go to that. But also, best movie ever, hands down.
Right.
Better than the first Top Gun movie. All right, so let's go to the critics. You're right. I'll just do top critics. Mm-hmm. See, these guys are. See, the problem with the top critics, bro, is they're all like so bougie. The way they speak, it's not clear. Right?
Right.
This triumphalism powering those bone-rattling engines still going. Okay, all right. Jesus. You like the movie? Okay, that's great, man. Thanks. Here. Finally. Thank you, Richard. I enjoyed it. You might too. If you don't, if you don't think, just watch. Okay. Great review, by the way. This guy right here, I want to give him a freaking medal. A soaring movie, if not particularly self-aware one. Okay. More than a nostalgia sequel or a legacy sequel. Is that a word? Legaquel?
No, people are just making stuff up.
It's almost more than a movie. It's a manifesto, a monument, a defiant time. Shut up. Look, I'm not saying the movie's not bad, but I hate the way they speak. I hate the way I'm going back to the regular people. I'm sorry. You know what? I'll go verified audience at least.
John says Goose killed. Spoiler alert. Okay, listen. If Goose getting killed is a spoiler alert, you got some explaining to do. You should have seen that movie already, guys.
Yeah, it's been like 30 years.
It's more than that.
It's been a long time.
It's like 37 years, bro.
I saw the time. All right, we got to wrap it up, guys. We are going to the members section. I'm so sorry to end so abruptly, but we got some members of business to handle.
Why did you say it like that for?
We got some members business to handle. It's a Futurama reference.
You sound like Humpty Dumpty, like
it's
from the
Humpty Dumpty. It's a Futurama reference. Get educated, bro.
I'm not watching. I don't watch Futurama.
Okay, guys, we are going to the members section. You can meet us there if you would like. You can either go to the text on the screen, popcast.co/join, or you can hit that description, hit that very first link. It'll take you there, or in the chat. That's right. I usually do that, don't I? Or in the chat. I'm dropping it in the chat. I can't drop it in the chat. Anyways, it's in the description, guys. Go to the description, click the link, and we'll see you in the members section. Till next time.
See you guys next week.
Have a good one. I was doing Farnsworth from Futurama.
I've never seen Futurama.
Oh man, you're missing out. It's good sci-fi.
I don't typically like to watch cartoons, and I don't know why.
It's good science fiction, bro.
I know. I just have a cartoon problem. It's like trying to watch Rick and Morty. I don't know what it is. I got an issue. If it's not South Park, which is fantastically written, and just, it's looking at basically what's happening in our modern day surroundings.